following day, he came again. So it was then I just opened up to him. So I told him that I'm in a relationship with someone, it didn't work, this. Thinking our humble brother here will console me. The next thing I just said, okay, no problem, he will see me later, and that was the end. He didn't come back, he didn't greet me, he didn't pick my call, he didn't call me again, he just left, he disappeared.
You know that movie sound?
Which movie sound?
Yeah, that's not offensive. So
there was this day, I saw him discussing with Ochuko. I didn't know what they were saying, I just left. So when I came back, Ochuko was not like, do you think that this brother has interest in you? I said, no. That me, I don't want to be putting my in things like that. That I have prayed. When God answered me, I will know God has answered. Ochuko now said that is a good response. That because she has spoken with him, that he does not have any plans for me. That's why I should not put it. That's why I should not put him in mind. I said yes. That we already understand that is neutral. And in case I'm going beyond boundary, my friend called me to order. The thing was, she said, I'm a kind of person
she thought I would give up. Wait.
Honestly, I thought he would give up because they were just like, what is all this? So when he finished talking, guess my response. I said, see, I have been praying to God for a while. I know God has answered me. The brother has not come. I don't know him yet, but I know he will come. It's not you.
Hi everyone. Today on our love story part of the show, we have Dr. and Dr. Mrs. Akinjiola. We want to hear their love story, how they met, and how God wrote this beautiful love story that we are seeing. So, Dr. and Dr. Mrs. Akinjiola, thank you for joining us on this edition.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So, can you share with us, how did you meet?
I think maybe she should share it because she shares it better than I do.
Okay.
You're trying to say a love story here. Share the ones. Okay, if I'm sharing it, but the way you met me is different from the way I met you now.
The challenge is when I noticed that's the challenge. You knew from the beginning where it started. Me, I was still blinded with.
Okay. Okay. I met him at DLCF, University of Ibadan, Awo Center.
Okay.
And I used to say, and I will still say, he was my junior.
Masters.
I was doing, yes now.
I spent 6 years.
I didn't send you to go for 6 years course. So no, that one, no. You were my junior. So I met him then, and if there was one thing I could link with him is I just knew him as Pastor Amosun's son. Because I knew he was always with either Pastor Amosun's car, or I would see him with Pastor Amosun or Mommy Amosun. That was how I knew him. And I think the first time we spoke was I was in front of the hall. He was coming down from a bus and he needed change. I think something like that. And you remember? Yeah. And I gave him change for the tea fare. Yeah, that was how we met. And from the church, we became friends. Hello, Bro Wale. Hello, Bro Jerry. Both of them, they were friends then. So we became friends and all. But at a point, I realized that our friendship was getting close. Let me put it that way. He would come and visit me. I would see him. I would greet him. Well, we hardly call then. Just visit. If I see him in church, he would gist. And that was it. So it got to a point. I think I'd finished my master's. I went home. When that period you are waiting for results, should I continue PhD? Should I drop back? Should I not go? So I was thinking of those periods. I just realized that once in a while, he used to call me. Then I saved his number with Eshinwale. Then. So I'll be like, why is Eshinwale calling me? It's okay. How are you? How is everything? He would just call. I was in Kogi then. I'll greet him and all that. So when I came back from my PhD, I informed him that I was back for my PhD. Then it was no more in UI, but it was still attending AWO.
Yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
it was no more in UI, but it was still attending AWO church. So we still used to see in church and everything. So from one thing, we started talking, gisting, calling. I will ask questions. Maybe I have someone that is in the science line and they need help. I'll just quickly refer them to him. Please, oh yeah, help me attend to this person and all that. But there was this day he came to visit me in New Hall. So while we were talking, and I was like, everybody is getting married, bro. Wale, you will not pray and get married. He said, and he's praying. I said, oh yeah, tell me, who is the sister? He said, and the thing is, he's kind of confused. He has two people in mind. So he's really praying.
I don't know, but there was something I was always telling you.
Yes, now you said you have two people in mind and you were praying to know who the person was.
I always told you what God has not given me.
And you have not reached that place.
Okay.
So I just said, okay. So I think there was a day I was discussing with my friend. And my friend was like, how far this bro Wale does? I said, don't mind this bro Wale. There are brothers like this, just run away from them. Then how will a brother be telling you that he has two people in mind? How will you have two people in mind? That shows that the brother is not serious. There are people like this. Don't even put them in mind. Just leave him alone. When I see him, that is the end. There are people like that. So my friend was not like, who are the two people he has in mind? I said, I don't even know. That I didn't even ask him. He just said, okay. So I think I confronted you and I asked you of the two people you had in mind. Yes. So I asked him. He told me the two people he had in mind. I said, okay. So keep praying now. God will help you.
Were you part of the two people?
No, I was not. You're my sister. I was not part of the two of them. And I remember that there was a sister then that we were very close. I actually like her. I like her because she's beautiful and she has a good voice. Sister Blessing. So then, when Sister Blessing comes to my hostel and we are gisting, Sister Blessing would be like, what of Bro Wale? I said, Bro Wale said he has to. Everybody knew then that he had two people in mind. That he had two people in mind. So he's not a serious person. That no, I don't want. Then, around that time, a friend of mine, I think she did not really know we were close. We were just discussing. So she was not like, we have to be careful with these brothers. That in fact, Bro Wale, when they were serving in Mina, that there was a sister that was very close to Bro Wale. Everybody thought Bro Wale would marry that sister. Suddenly, Wale just left, did not marry the sister again. I said, this same brother Wale again. How many people? So with all those happening, to be sincere, I just took him for somebody that did not know what he wanted. I was not serious. So my mind was not even there. Because I knew he had a lot of things he was battling with. Yeah, so along the line, I used to have one big brother. My big brother too is also close to him. So we would talk, we would just discuss. If I have misunderstanding with him, I will report him to my big brother, Bro Charles. I will say, Bro Charles, see what Wale has done. It's not good. You don't do like this, you don't do like this. I will report. He will be the one to scold him. So it just went on and on like that. And a particular day, I think I was not praying. I was not doing anything. I was just having like a reflection about myself, about my life. And I was like, it's as if I need to get something doing with my life. So I went for a program in Lagos. And at that program, I met someone. So when I met him, and we talked, we exchanged numbers and everything. He used to be from our denomination before. But at that moment I met him, he has left our church to another church. So I think because of that, he was not keen on following any church process. So he just told me his mind, he's interested in me, let's start a relationship and let's know how far it will go. I just said, okay, it's fine. So immediately I told my friends. My friend said, yeah, that is okay, it's good. So I was already in a relationship, but he was still my friend. I just saw him as a casual friend. So there was this day I was not feeling too well.
Sorry, can I cut in?
Okay.
Yeah, at the time, was Bro Wale aware that you were in a relationship?
He was not aware. That is where I was even going to.
Okay.
So the day I was not feeling fine, because I used the guy's picture as my phone screensaver.
Okay, and sorry, there's another question I wanted to ask. Have you known the other guy before you met at the program in Lagos?
I met him once during my undergraduate. Just once.
Oh.
I think there was a fellowship program. I met him there just once.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So when I was sick, he came with his friend to come and visit me in the hostel. And when he entered, the first thing he asked was, I was not feeling fine. I was lying down on the bed. And the first thing you could ask is, I want to see your phone. So I assumed that someone already told him I was in a relationship, and it was after my phone. So immediately he picked my phone. I forgot I was not feeling fine. I ran after him because I didn't want him to see the picture on the screen, on the screen of my phone. So I ran after him and I was like, don't put on my phone, don't put on my phone. I don't like it. Give me my phone. So he gave me the phone and he was surprised. It was later he told me that he didn't even hear anything, that I just wanted to check something innocently. But
guilty conscience.
But I actually did not want him to touch the phone. So he was surprised at the way I acted and he gave me back my phone. So after that, he left. So my friend was not like, if truly you are with this guy and you are okay, you're happy, why won't you allow him to see your phone? What is the big deal? Is there any... I said, no, that I don't want him. There are people that are not serious like that. They should just leave me alone. Nah, I don't have time for people like this. So that was how. So it was close to, I think that period was close to December time. So towards that December period, I traveled to go and see the guy in Lagos. All through my period in Lagos, if I sit down with the guy to discuss, my phone will ring, Eshinwale. I will pick and I just say I should greet you. I'll drop the phone. If I finish discussing with the guy, my phone will ring, Eshinwale. If I got to a point, the guy was like, who is Eshinwale? I said, I know it's Bro Wale, is one of my friends, and everything. I was just trying to explain to him. So immediately I left his place and I got back to Ibadan. The guy said he was no longer interested. What did I do? What happened? In fact, it wasn't funny. It was that moment of my life was very terrible because, to be honest, I thought it was the last bus stop. Yes, I thought it was the last bus stop. I didn't know that I would still have to go through some roundabouts. So I was devastated. My friend was, in fact, she really tried for me. Ochuko, she was there. She was consoling me. I cannot read. I cannot do my thesis because all my life, considering the background, they didn't allow us have boyfriend. They didn't allow us do this. I've not had heartbreak. This is the first time. How will I cope or manage this and all that? Though I've had relationships in the past that didn't work. One was even almost, in fact, we even finished, we were preparing for parental consent, it didn't work. But it didn't hit me as much as this. Because this was the first time I would say I was officially dating someone. So this one really hit me bad. I was bad, I was down, I was not happy. So there's this sister, she's also in vets. I think she was my husband's junior colleague, Sister Dolapo. So when she saw me in the hostel, she was like, you are not feeling good? You look like a shadow of yourself. What is wrong with you? I said, I'm fine, I'm okay. She didn't tell me. She now went to call him. That, Bro Wale, come and see your friend, oh, she's not feeling good. So he came to the hostel to see me while I was heartbroken. But unfortunately, I did not give him audience. As he was coming in, I just left. The following day, he came again. So it was then I just opened up to him. So I told him that I'm in a relationship with someone, it didn't work, this. Thinking our humble brother here will console me. The next thing I just saw, just said, okay, no problem, he will see me later, and that was the end. He didn't come back, he didn't greet me, he didn't pick my call, he didn't call me again, he just left, he disappeared. And I didn't see him again. So I just said, oh, so this is how men are now, wow. not even consoling me. I knew he did not like me before, all those stuff. So it went like that. And I went for Christmas holiday. So at that Christmas break, I decided within myself that I was going to take marriage seriously. So my friend that I went to stay with, they were to attend leadership congress January. So I just told the husband, because the husband is part of the big leaders in Lagos. So I just told him, I said, sir, can you register me? I want to attend the leadership congress. He said, will they accept that this one is not for all workers? I said, just register me. Even if I will not be in the congregation, I want to step the LCC. I just want to go. So he said, okay, he registered me and we went. So when we got to the program, I told him, I said, sir, I will not follow you for the program. I want to stay back in the hotel to just have a personal time with God. I want to pray. That when I realize that I'm satisfied with my prayers, I will come and join you in the camp. So he left with his wife. The first day I didn't go. The second day I didn't go. I just kept praying in the hotel where we lodged in Redeem Camp. I was praying, I was reading my Bible, I would sleep, wake up, pray, read my Bible. That was just the routine for that period. So the third day, I just finished praying and my phone rang. Eshiwale. Hello, how are you? I just called to greet you, Happy New Year. I said thank you. He drops the call. Shortly after, he called back again. Hello, how are you? Hope you are fine. I called to greet you, Happy New Year. He drops the call. So immediately I called my big brother, Bro Charles. I said, I'm reporting Wale to you again. He called me to greet me Happy New Year twice. Please tell him not to call me again. At the moment now, I'm on a spiritual assignment. I don't want any distraction. He said, I will not be the one to tell him for you. Just call him and tell him yourself. So I just called him back. I said, please don't call me again. Please. Immediately I dropped the call, I deleted his number. So, what happened? Why are you doing this? So, when I deleted his number, within me, I just felt that was the end. At least God should speak to me afresh. Give me a new, like somebody that, like, you know how will of God works now? The person will come from heaven. The person will be dynamic. Like, I was just waiting to hear that. So I think the last full day of the program, when I didn't hear anything from God, I just prayed. I followed them to the camp. And we had the meeting. So after the meeting, we traveled. And part of the ways I could help myself, I said, since I deleted his number, I don't want to have anything to do with him again. How you just be calling me once a while? For what? What do you want? What are you looking for? That I don't want that kind of thing. So I came back ignoring him. Even when I see him in fellowship, I just make sure I greet like, hello, how are you? Hope you are fine. And that was it. In fact, sometimes I will intentionally ignore his greeting so that we'll not have to discuss. So there was this day, he greeted me. Unfortunately, I was on the call, so I didn't respond. So his friend greeted me, but I had dropped the call. So I answered his friend and I just left. So when I got to the hostel, one of my friends just came. What you did in church today was not good. Bro Wale greeted you, you didn't answer. Bro Jerry greeted you, you answered. So it made me feel bad. I was not like, should I apologize to him? I said, no, I won't apologize to our brothers like this. Are not serious. I know. That no. So it just went like that. So the whole of January, nothing. So when February came, I told my friend, I said, see, the way people are, because as at that time, leaders were already talking to us and everything. So I said, see, the way they are talking to us, as if we are not serious. I said, undergraduates, they are saying will of God. Better let's settle this issue of our life and know where we are going. So she asked me that, what do I suggest? I said, let's go to chapel to go and pray. That this time around, let's tell God, if God does not answer us, we'll not get married though. That because after that, it was a vigil. We went for a vigil. That after that vigil, I don't want marriage to be my prayer point again. That I want to move forward to pray for other things. So she said, okay, we should go. So we went for the vigil, myself and my friend Ochuko. So we prayed, and I remember that was the day they were supposed to do election Buhari presidential election, yes. So, but the election was cancelled.
Yeah.
Yes, because immediately we finished our prayers, it was still early, around 5, so we could not trek to the hostel. We're using time to wait till around 6. When my younger sister called me, she was a copper then serving, that they've cancelled the election, oh, there's trouble, she's running to the lodge. So I remember the incidents very well. So when it happened like that, I just told my friend, okay, let's go home. So we went home. So when we got to the hostel, I called my friend because she was in Balewa, I was in New Hall. So I called him, I was like, babe, let's go and bath now. Then sleep. And so that when we wake up, we just go for workers' meeting. That if we sleep now, by the time we wake up, we want to bath, we want to eat, we might miss workers' meeting. She said it's a good idea. So I went to bath. I came back, checked my phone, I saw one missed call. I said, this number is familiar. Who is calling me? I dropped the phone. The person called again. So I picked. As I heard his voice, I knew he was the one. But I pretended like I did not know. And I was like, please, who is speaking? She was not like, I have missed my friend. I said, That was the only statement he made. I have missed my friend. So when he repeated that statement, I didn't know what to say. I just said, see, I'm very tired. I'll call you back. He said, okay. And I disconnected the call. I slept. So when we got to workers' meeting, I gisted my friend. My friend was not like, you have promised, call him back. I said, I'll not call him. I just used that one to send him maybe. I'll not call him back. The following day was Sunday. I said, I'm having guilty conscience. I want to call him back. And I said, I don't want to call him. So Chuku was not like, just call him. Fulfill your promise. You said you will call him back. So I called him back. How is everything? It's been a long time. He just greeted me. And we greeted. And that was the call that brought us back as friends. So from that call, he will come and greet me. I will greet him and everything. So there was this day, I saw him discussing with Ochuko. I didn't know what they were saying. I just left. So when I came back, Ochuko was not like, do you think that this brother has interest in you? I said, no. That me, I don't want to be putting man in things like that. That I have prayed. When God answered me, I know God has answered. Ochuko now said that is a good response. That because she has spoken with him, that he does not have any plans for me. That's why I should not put it. That's why I should not put him in mind. I said yes, that we already understand that is neutral. And in case I'm going beyond boundary, my friend called me to order. She said, okay. Not knowing that bro has been running MC. Because they say you should not tell anybody, do not tell my friend.
Oh, wow.
So the friendship just started growing. We'll talk, we'll discuss and everything. It just went on and on. I just realized that some of the questions I had in mind, I'll call him, I'll ask him, he will respond, we'll discuss. Even about his personality, I'll be saying, see, Wale, you need to change this about you. The person that will get married to you, don't stress the person. These are the things you need to work on. We'll be gisting, we'll be talking. Like that. In fact, if brothers like move close to me and I will be gisting him everything. So he said, you just be flowing along and everything. So eventually the MC called me. I knew he was not the one because I even gisted him. The MC called me. Yes. So I went, but the first one, it didn't work. At that time, I had not known that he had gone, but they told him he was number 3. So he should go and wait. And he was waiting. Me, I was gisting him about the first person that came. So when that first one did not work, I told him that they have said somebody else is coming. Oh. She said, okay. So when the second person came, I actually knew the second person, childhood friend, we grew up together and everything. I thought he was the one. In fact, I had made up my mind I would say yes to him. And the reason was that I said, I had prayed, God has settled this. Then this one, it will not be difficult. I knew him from childhood. In fact, I analyzed this to the extent that I told my friend, I said, see, their family house is just a stone throw to my house. That we don't need to book hotel. The family will just come from there, come for engagement here. And from here, as in, I had analyzed everything and everything. Then that day in the morning, someone came to me. The person knows me growing up. So she was just like, Sister Pat, I guess this brother came for you. You are lucky. Do you know he's a lecturer? And you are a PhD student. He's going to help you. your dream of being a lecturer. So that one too now hid into it. I was very happy. So all my mind was, I'll go and say yes. If I remember well, it was the last Sunday, GS last Sunday. So during the message, I was disturbed. I was thinking, I'm going to the MC after church. What should I do? I was just thinking. So the only thing I got from that message that day was, do not say yes when you mean to say no. So I wrote it down. When we closed from the church, I just asked my friend, babe, what did pastor say during ministration? Exactly what I wrote down, she told me. So I was like, are you sure? Oh, pastor did not say, do not say no when you mean to say yes. He said no, that this was what pastor said. And it was the same thing I wrote down. So I said, okay. And I went. I was actually happy. I was happy. Even when I got to the MC, like the joy was all over me. I was happy. When it was time and they called us, I just whispered a prayer within me. I said, God, teach me the right thing to say. That was what was on my mind. So when it was time and they told him to propose, he started talking. I have plans, I have missions, I have so many things. And he listed his plan. And he said, I want to marry you so that you can help me fit into my plans. Looking at you, you know so many people. If I write a book, it will help me. By the time you help me publicize it, I know my ministry will grow. I have a ministry. He was just talking about myself and how I can be like an influencer to help the whole thing. And while he was saying it, I was already getting angry. I didn't know how it happened. I just started getting angry. I was getting angry. And I was like, what is all this? So when he finished talking, guess my response. I said, see, I have been praying to God for a while. I know God has answered me. The brother has not come. I don't know him yet, but I know he will come. It's not you. I just told him, I don't know where the courage came from. I don't know how it happened. I just told him. So he said, won't I pray about it? I said, okay, sorry. I'm going to pray about it. If God changes his mind and it's now you, I'll let you know. And that was how we left. The following day, he had messaged me that, why am I wasting time? What is his response? That one pissed me off again. Sunday, Monday, what is going on? I just told myself, see, this thing cannot work. No. So I called the MC and I told them it cannot work. They were very angry. They thought you have been saying no, and everything. In fact, I remember someone told me that you did not even pity him. Transport fare from the east to Ibadan to come and propose. So with all that, I just told my friend, I even gisted him, I told him, I said, see, Wale, enough is enough. If God wants me to get married, he will speak to me about the person. So I will be proud enough to go to the MC and tell them the person's name. I don't want to be going and be saying no, yes, and they will think I cannot pray and God will answer me. I'm not going to MC again. I don't know that it was his turn when I said I was not going to MC again. So I just told him that. And the funny thing is that he won't even encourage me. He will just say, okay. Yes, now. He will not even try to put in some
change your mind.
He will just say, okay. And that was how it was. So MC kept calling me. Okay. Did you say anything? Did you encourage me to go?
I was.
The only day you encouraged me was the day I went.
You know.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me be saying my story. Don't worry. So the MC kept calling me. I was dodging, I was running. In fact, I remember that when Ogunjobi finally got hold of me, he was like, you must come to the MC. And I gave him excuses because then I think Ajibode district, they were having a program and I was to cook for them. So I gave him an excuse that, sir, by the time I finish cooking for the district church, I will be tired. I won't be able to come. And MC will have closed. He said, we will wait for you. I said, you will wait for me? He said, yes. So I just told myself that day that I'm going to drag the things I do. That when I'm ready, I will call them. By the time I call them, they will tell me they are closed. So I took my time. And all these things, I was gisting him. I was telling him everything. He said, hey, just try now. Try and go. That was the only day he said I should try and go. Yes. Yes, now. Was there any other day? Oh, yeah, talk now. talk.
Okay.
So I think I finished around 6. Yes, I think around 6. So I was relaxed that when I called them, they would have closed because I know they used to close around that time. By the time I called, Pastor said, God bless you. We are still waiting for you. You can come now. I said, God. So I just called him immediately. I said, they said I can still come. Oh, let me just take bike and be going. And I left. I didn't know it was the one there. I went. When I was on the bike and I was going, I saw him I think through the mirror of the bike man. But when I looked back, I didn't see him. I didn't see him. I said, okay, maybe I was just imagining things. I just ignored. When I got to the MC, they said I should sit there. I sat down. We were waiting. No, brother was nowhere to be found. So the pastor came out and was like, sister, we are sorry. Oh. The brother was here just now. We didn't know where he went to. We told him to wait. We didn't know what happened. Maybe during the week, he will come and see you with his pastor. And that was how I left. So that now gave me, like, it kept me in much confusion. And I was like, the brother has been here. I came. He's nowhere to be found. What is going on? And I was like, but I think I saw him. But I didn't see him again. I called him. He didn't say anything to me. He didn't tell me he even went there that day. And I was wondering. They said I saw. He didn't talk. I said, okay. I got confused the more. So on Monday, I told him, they said the person will come and see me with his pastor. He said, okay. So that same Monday, I called, when we finished from church, I called him and I was like, where are you? I said, I'm in UI Gate. I'm going home. I said, okay. So I knew he was already on his way home. So I was about going home when pastor called me that a brother was coming to see you. At that point, I got confused. I said, he's not, that now I'm sure he's not Wale. I'm sure because he's on his way home. Who can this be? God, who do I know? What is going on? So I kept waiting. So as I was waiting, we trekked down to the front of New Hall and we're waiting there. So I was backing the vehicle. I stood and I was backing the vehicle. I was already tired. I was like, what kind of thing is this? So I rested my back on the vehicle and I was just relaxed like this. Only to just look by the side. I saw Brother Wale. And I was like, seriously? At that point, I forgot he wanted to propose. All that was ringing on my head was that, Christian brother, is he telling lie? He said he's on his way home. What is he doing here again? How come? What is happening? Those were the things ringing on my head. But I was just calm. He just greeted me and started proposal poem. Immediately, I just brought out my phone. I just click record. I said, this one, I will not do myself. So I recorded it. He said all his poems, everything. After the whole thing, I told him that, okay, that I've had him, that I've prayed before, and giving him response will not be difficult, but I still want to go and pray again before I give him response this time. So he said, okay, no problem. And that was how he left. Immediately, Brother Wale left. He didn't pick my call. He didn't call me. He didn't talk to me. He just went blank. Yes. Is that all right? Did you call me?
I didn't call you. You never called.
You were still doing...
I was getting back home.
The following day, okay?
Okay.
What happened? Talk now. He didn't call me. Shebi, if you even pour cold water in front so that you can step on wet ground. Nothing. So I just said okay. But at that moment, to be honest, I didn't know where the assurance came from, but I just knew he was the one. Though I still had a lot of questions in my mind, but I knew he was the one. And those questions were like, because in the process of being friends, there were a lot of things I noticed that I didn't like. So I was not even drawn to that aspect. I remember there was a day I said I wanted to see him, and while I was waiting to see him, I saw him putting umbrella on his sister's head. And it was in the rain, oh. It was in the rain, but he was the one holding umbrella for the sister and he was following the sister behind. And I was like, no, I told my fair brother, the person will try. I can't marry this kind of person. You understand? So I was like, he used to then, not now. He's the head of the home. Then he used to act like a woman. Like, it was too cool and gentle for my liking. And I was like, well, I don't want somebody that will marry and I will not be riding the person. This one is too gentle. Me, I don't want this one. I don't like all this. So those were the questions I had in mind. But deep down, I was assured. I knew it was the one. So I just took time again. I went to pray. And I told my parents and I told my friend. My friend was like, we have been discussing it before now. You know he's the one. So why are you still disturbing yourself? I said I still want to pray and be double sure. And things like that. So I prayed. Then instead of me to give him my response, I called him and I told him, this is who I am. This is my person. Will you go back home and think about it if you mean your proposal or not? If you mean it, you will come back and we'll discuss. But if you don't mean it, then please just leave. Don't let's start something we can't finish. And he said he has thought it through, he has prayed, and it was then he shared with me deeply what God told him, how God told him, and everything. And that was when I gave him my response.
Wow. That's so that's so beautiful to know how God leads, and sometimes it's not always a straight journey, like from the beginning you just know that this and this, and yeah. Thank you for sharing with us.
You let me to
Dr.
talk.
Mrs. Akinjola.
You let me to talk.
Because she shares it better. Yeah.
We share it better.
The journey in love, yeah. I would say at first, yes, I wasn't so, like she mentioned, it took me some time to come to that point because I'd earlier been in expectation about a particular relationship that I had already. And all the while, there were some things that just kept me all going. One, I always mentioned that whatever God had not given me, then I wasn't going to touch or take. So it's always kept me sort of check, consciously and unconsciously. But by the moment I made up my mind to move ahead, I think at that point in time it was easy. There was ease. Let's put that way, there was ease. The lot she has mentioned, but one of the things that I had to deal with was, I had to deal with myself. One of my demons. I had to deal with them because it really kept me from doing so much. But to share with you, I think the journey, I went up and down. She did mention some things at some point in time because I was told that at some point I'll be like, I wouldn't want to communicate on WhatsApp. The one time we dealt with a lot of things then, because then it'd be like
God gave me grace.
It'd be like when we are typing and saying some things, I'll be like, I can't see the emotion behind some things, and I'll be struggling with trying to understand who she was and everything. So at some point, I won't communicate with her on WhatsApp.
You will not reply my WhatsApp
I will
message.
reply
Nothing.
I will always try to make sure it was physical or on call alone. So I think it was a moment of blending. But the moment I made up my mind on the direction to go, and I think things began to take shape. Things began to take shape. And I knew she had a lot of questions, yes, but I'm happy that we were able to answer. And at least today, it's wonderful. So that I don't start my own story. But it's wonderful.
So I think Sister Pat shared that how she got to know, but we would like to hear from you because from what she said, you had some people in mind. So what changed? At what point did it change? And what made you realize that, my friend is actually my wife?
Thank you. Help us to ask him.
Okay. I think she mentioned it when I called her And the presidential election that was cancelled, yes, that's February 16, 2019. Yes, if I recall the date, yeah. I think before that time, it was just up and down. Let me just put it that way, up and down. So, and there were a lot of things to deal with. And then, but at that point, when she referred to two people, as of that year, she was one, and
But you
somebody
didn't tell
else.
me.
Yeah. That's the box. We keep. Yeah. Yeah. So at that point in time, going to pray, and the only assurance I had was make a choice. I would be with you. That was the only thing. I even told her, even when I went to the MC and I told them, I said, this is what I have. So I didn't go with, I love her. Oh, this is I told her, this is the assurance I have. And to be sincere with you, from that point, it had been wonderful. I think I had to wait for almost 4 months before I was actually proposed when I went initially, because it took some time. And all through this period, I ensured that she didn't even know or have any hint. There was even a day that she would even be referring to that. I brought my bag to her room. I told her I was going out, and I was actually going to the MC.
And I didn't know.
She didn't know.
I was telling somebody that maybe he went for all this vet stuff. That I didn't know, that I just dropped his bag and he left. It was later he was telling me that day he dropped his bag, he was actually going to the MC. And I did not know. Deeper Life Brothers can be coded.
For you, I would say it wasn't love at first sight, right?
It's love along.
Along the...
Love along.
So what did you have as first sight? Hatred?
No.
Now let's ask. What did you have at first sight? What did you see?
Yeah, there was no gaga. That you know that thing where you see gaga. You know that movie sound.
Which movie sound?
Yeah, gaga. That's not of first sight. Gaga. No, I didn't have that gaga. So
Wow. And the courtship period, what was it like?
Yeah.
The
the courtship period was during COVID. So.
And it was what?
Yes, fire. Yes, yeah. Fire.
That was what I wanted to hear. Jesus.
It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad, but even me, I knew that, Musheton, like, The thing was, I'm a kind of person
she thought I would give up, wait.
Honestly, I thought he would give up because they were too much. Like, I was not ready to overlook I overlooked some things, but key things, major things, I was not, because I knew I was ready for business. I remember there was a time during courtship, in fact, at that point, I thought he would give up. I was even ready to move on. Life is not hard. That time, we had misunderstanding. So I think he kept his phone on silence and kept it under the pillow. How many missed calls did I give you?
You said 33.
33 missed calls.
Wow.
And me, my friends know me. In fact, there's one of my friend, Esther. If I call Esther once and she cannot pick, if I call her the second time, she will quickly pick. Babe, I will call you back. If she did not pick like that, I can call her 10 times until her battery is low. I gave him 33 missed calls. He didn't pick. I kept calling. He didn't pick. And in the morning, he just said, hello, Alpha. As if everything is normal. You saw 33 missed calls. You did not even call ambulance. You did not shout. You did not scream. You are just saying Alpha. And I was like, seriously? So immediately I just changed the whole thing. I said, so if we get married and have an issue, that's how I'll be calling you. You will not pick my call. So if I have a baby and the baby has emergency, you will not pick our call. I changed the whole thing to my sister. He was trying to beg me. I said, see, it's not the issue of beg. Let's just go our separate ways. As minute as this thing is, it calls for attention. So if we are stranded in future, this is how you are going to leave us alone. I was very angry. So you called my dad now.
You told your dad now.
Okay, I told my dad that they should forget about anything, or they should not put mind in Wale again, or that it has ended. my dad now called him.
Yeah, I called you then.
Then he now asked, Abi, you now explained to him. He was not calling me that it's not difficult now. It's not difficult. I said, oh, my daddy said he knows I'm the one that has. Oh, that I'm the one that has issues. The thing is, I don't know why people always believe that it's me. I don't know. Even my mom, till date, my mom will be saying, your husband is a man of few words. You are the one that used to disturb him. But honestly, I thought that would actually break us. He called again. I was still emphasizing how important it was. What if it was emergency? What if I was dying? You will not pick call. What if something happens to us? This is a sign that in future you might want to leave us alone. But honestly, he was patient. He kept apologizing. He kept talking to me and everything, and we were able to resolve it.
That's good. Oh. As you could have noticed, I don't like interrupting my guests unless it is very important, if I have like a question for clarification or for clarity on what they are saying. But yeah, who says God doesn't lead? God leads. It might not be the conventional way. As Christians, God leads us. He can lead us using the desires of our heart. Ours is to trust Him and know that you don't have an idol in your heart. Yeah, I really enjoyed their love story. The fact that it might not be the brother that will be sure first, that would be sure of the leading. It might be the lady, but the most important thing is to wait. I see patience in their story. Just like the sister's name, Patience. Yeah, I see patience in their story. They waited because, they were friends, but the picture wasn't clear from the onset. And one person knew, the other person wasn't sure. Just wait. If you know this is where God is leading you to or how He's leading you, just trust Him to work things out. Yeah, I really enjoyed their story. And sometimes another thing I discovered is that sometimes when we are feeling led to a friend, you'll be like, what will people say? Especially in my denomination, when they say we worked it out, when they say this, when they say that. But my friend, the most important thing is to be in the center of God's will for your life. The fact that in their courtship, they were determined to be serious. Yeah, it's good to go out to eateries and all, but we shouldn't, in the midst of that, then forget the main purpose why we are together. Yeah, so I hope you learned a lot too. The picture might not be clear from the onset, but trust God, who is the controller of the whole process. And patience is also very important. The Bible says the vision is but for an appointed time. Yeah, even if it's not marriage, even if you're trusting God for something, for a job, for a child, for anything, the thing is the vision, and God has given you the promise. And it looks as if it's not coming forth. Sorry, I'm turning this into a whole message. But the thing is, trust God. Be patient. You need a lot of patience when dealing with God. It's not going to be pa, 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 pa. Yeah, it will be pa, 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 pa. But between the first pa and the second pa, there could be some silence. Yeah. So thank you for watching this video till this time. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. Please like this video and share with people that you think it would bless. And I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye bye. Stay blessed and God bless you.